Happy mid-Sunday morning, guys. All right, I want to kind of give you a very low-stress video here today. Uh, but some things that, as a prepper, as a gardener, as anything that you might want to do here, besides your planting of your vegetables and all that sort of stuff, and give you some different ideas for things that you can do in pots, on the front porch, on the back porch. It's another one of these hidden in plain sight type things. Okay. You need flowers for multiple reasons. First off, your flowers are going to attract your pollinators. You, you know, that besides looking pretty and everything for your yard, okay, landscaping or whatever it would be, we all go to Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart or whatever, and oh, here's the petunias or the geraniums or the pansies or whatever it is. And we pay an astronomical amount of money for annuals that you really don't need to. Okay. It's a good time now, if you're ready to play in the dirt, to start planting some of your summer annuals. They're going to be in the store soon. Guess what? That means that the uh, gardening centers and stuff like that are already planting them. You might as well too. So I want to give you some ideas of some things that I'm going to plant, that I'm going to add to my garden. Either some I already have, some I'm going to plant more to add more, because you guys know we're going to be doing the whole backyard this year. But I want to give you some that are good ideas as prepper stuff as well, okay, as to what I'm going to plant today. I'm going to start my seeds now, plant. First one, Shasta daisies, okay? You all know what daisies look like, okay? Nice, pretty white flowers. See here. And good thing about Shasta daisies, or any sort of daisies, they're going to attract butterflies and bees. You need the pollinators. We all know the stories on the bee population is significantly down, monarch butterflies down, whatever would be. So you need to have flowers out there to continue to bring those pollinators to your garden, so they will pollinate your vegetables as well. Okay. Second one, bee balm. All right. Most of us know what bee balm is. I mean, it's an attractor. Butterflies, bees, hummingbirds. Okay. Mrs. P loves her birds. We've got bird feeders all over the place, and she loves watching the hummingbirds. So that's one that I'm going to be adding some more. I've got some in the yard already. I'm going to add some more so we can attract some more birds. Okay. Next one, and this is where we get into some of the fun stuff. Pink columbine. These are some seeds that somebody had sent me. Thank you. And columbine attracts butterflies and hummingbirds. Again, same reason. But here's where we start getting into it. Columbine repels rabbits. Anybody have rabbit problems around your garden? Plant some columbine around. They don't like them. It'll keep the rabbits out of your garden. Okay, there's a good start for you right there. Protect the food so you can eat it. You're not feeding the rabbits. Next one. This is going to be a new one for me. Blackberry lilies. Okay, and they are, as you can see here, a typical looking flower. Okay, they're actually irises. They're not lilies. Okay, but they are medicinal, and you guys all know I've talked a lot of what I want to plant in my yard is going to have medicinal purposes. Okay, but blackberry lilies are good for sore throat, cataracts, asthma, hoarseness. You know me in the mornings. Okay, bronchitis, tonsillitis, tuberculosis, liver and spleen issues, as well as working as a laxative. There's something that those dried flowers can be very useful for you, and worth picking the flowers, throwing them in the dehydrator, and you've got a jar of medicine. Okay. Next one. You know I do this every year. I talk to you about it all the time. Marigolds. Okay. Plant yourself a bunch of marigolds. You can put them in pots. Okay, they're annuals. I mean, everything here is going to be annuals. Put them in pots. Put them around your garden. They will keep the deer out. They will keep the rabbits out. Okay, deer cannot stand the smell of marigolds. Okay, so it'll keep them away from your garden. We can talk about putting up fences and all the other ways of getting rid of deer, which of course are very effective. I mean, I've mentioned Billy's bone sauce here many times. That's very effective. But if you've got a small garden, you're not going to go put a fence around your small garden or spend that kind of money to get bone sauce, for a 6x8 garden or something like that. Plant yourself some marigolds. You get the beauty of the flowers around your garden. If you've ever seen a vegetable garden that's got flowers in it, it all of a sudden becomes 100-fold more attractive. So do something like that. This one I mentioned last night on a live stream. Somebody asked if I planted trap crops. Nasturtiums, okay? That is a huge one to have, okay? They are a great trap crop around your cucumbers, your tomatoes, your peppers, your beans, your strawberries, your cabbage, your lettuce, whatever it would be, okay? Because it attracts aphids, cabbage loopers, leaf hoppers, leaf miners, slugs, okay? The nasturtiums is literally a sacrificial lamb for your garden. Okay? Very pretty flowers, as you can see here. But the insects like the nasturtiums more than they like, say, the cucumbers or whatever. Save your cucumbers, lose the nasturtium flowers. Nasturtiums also attract bees, hummingbirds, and butterflies. Oh, and the flowers are also edible. Just saying. There you go. You see those pretty flowers that you get on like an oriental salad or something? That's what you're looking at. Okay. Hollyhocks. Okay. Here's a good one for you. Again, very medicinal. Treat a cough, treat a cold, treat a fever, treats stomach problems. Prevents kidney stones, relieves chest congestion. Good treatment for ulcers, hay fever, bladder inflammation, colic, gastritis, emphysema, diarrhea, and bronchitis. Gee, I don't know, you think you might run across any of those if the world goes to hell? Good one to have, okay? Next one, calendula, all right? Calendula is another type of marigold, okay, but they're not the same as the other ones I was telling you before. Dried calendula flowers, good for diaper rash, good for wounds, good for vaginal yeast infections, anything like that. You can make a good topical ointment out of it. All right? I mean, a lot of you guys know how to make salves and things like that out of different flowers. There's one you want to make out of calendula. Sunflowers, pick your type of sunflower. We all like to grow sunflowers, okay, just because they're fun and they're pretty and everything, okay? Make sure you harvest your sunflower seeds, okay? Because sunflower seeds, eating them are good to prevent things like high blood pressure and heart disease. Now, if any of you guys are like me and have high blood pressure, there's your natural remedy in case you can't get your medicine anymore. Something as simple as sunflower seeds. Okay. Last one here, morning glories. Okay, and sweet potatoes are morning glories, just in case you didn't know. All right, but morning glories. In some places, they'll be considered a weed. Morning glories can be a little bit invasive. Around here, they grow somewhat wild. I get them every year, and they'll trail up my cucumber trellis, okay, because you get the seeds on them. Plant morning glories if you know anybody or anybody in the family is diabetic, because morning glory flowers can be used to keep your blood sugar in check. And if we get to an issue where you can't get insulin, which if there's no refrigeration, you're only going to be able to get it for so long, book 1 second after and guy's daughter dies because no insulin, there's your answer, okay? Find yourself a patch where you don't mind if it spreads a little bit. Put it in a pot or a trough or something like that, and grow yourself some morning glories. There's a ton of other ones that I grow. I mean, I've got the black-eyed Susans. I've got purple coneflowers, things like that. You guys know the health benefits of dandelions or anything like that. But those are the ones I'm going to plant today, which is a lot, okay, to add to my spring garden, or to add to my backyard garden, I guess, if you will, my summer garden, and go from there. But if you want to play in the dirt, now's the time to start planting the flowers. You don't have to worry about them getting too big or anything of the sort like that, because they're all summer flowers. By the time you get ready to plant them in the spring, they're going to be the right size to put in the ground. Have a good one, y'all. Pinball out.